This happened just a few days ago. I live in a small Nebraska town, the kind where everyone knows each other. The hospital here isn't much, just a tiny community ER where people come in for broken bones, fevers, and the occasional emergency. Nothing strange ever really happens here. At least that's what I thought. I was visiting a friend in the emergency room. They were in a double room, separated from another patient by a thin curtain. At some point, I needed to use the bathroom, but the only one in the room was occupied. A nurse pointed me down the hall. "Take a right at the end," she said. "It's the third door on the right." Simple enough. I walked down the quiet hallway, my footsteps echoing in the silence. The fluorescent lights overhead flickered slightly, just enough to make me uneasy. But I shook it off and kept going. That's when I saw her, an old woman sitting in a faded blue wheelchair. She was at the end of the hall, near a patient's room. Her frail, bony arm reached out for the door handle. I could barely see her head over the back of the wheelchair, just a tuft of white hair barely peeking over the top. Something about her felt wrong. The moment I saw her, my stomach twisted into a tight knot, like my body knew something before my mind did. The hallway suddenly felt colder, the air thicker. I should have walked past her, should have asked if she needed help, but I didn't. Something deep inside screamed at me to leave. Slowly, carefully, I turned around and started walking back toward my friend's room. I didn't run. I didn't want her to notice me. Just before I turned the corner, I hesitated. I looked back. She was gone. The hallway was empty. The wheelchair, the old woman, vanished. A shiver ran down my spine. No way. No way in hell did she get into that room that fast. Trying to shake the feeling, I went back to my friend's room. The bathroom was free now, so I used it, washed my hands, splashed some water on my face. Maybe I was just imagining things. Hospitals can be weird, right? When I came out, a nurse was checking on my friend. I casually mentioned what I saw. The moment I described the old woman in the blue wheelchair, the nurse's face went pale. Her hands stiffened on the clipboard. "Oh my God," she whispered. "You saw our resident ghost." I laughed nervously, but she didn't. She swallowed hard and pointed toward the hallway. That room, that's where she died. A cold chill crawled up my spine, but before I could even react, she ran off to tell her coworkers. Within minutes, more nurses crowded into the room, whispering excitedly. They all had stories, all had seen her. "She's been here for years," one of them said. "She likes that room, that's where she always goes." Then another nurse spoke up. Her voice was shaky. "She once grabbed a patient's arm," she said, "told her to go inside the room and get her yellow flowers." A cold dread filled the room. "There were no flowers in there," she added. Then someone else spoke. "She died alone, cancer." The words hung heavy in the air. She was waiting for her son to visit. He never came. A lump formed in my throat, and suddenly I felt it. The overwhelming sadness pressing against my chest, like she was still there, like she was waiting, and she still is.